There are a lot of economies in a particular country, and this particular economy is hidden economy, or sometimes called as shadow economy, where we have hidden work which is not recorded, which is not actually taxed, which is not regulated. It may be a legal kind of a work which generates revenue, or it might be an illegal kind of work which thrives this particular economy. So, welcome, folks. We are talking about shadow economy. So, that is also called as hidden economy, or sometimes we call it as underground economy, which is always formal. Okay, which is always informal. Okay, so this is underground economy where all kinds of activities are unaccounted, unrecorded. So, what does it theoretically mean? So, all the legal activities might be not recorded, or there might be illegal activities which are not under the radar of the government, where the trust with the government is away. And you have seen Greece as an example, which is famous for shadow, underground, or informal economy, or you can call it as black economy. So this refers to nothing but economic activities that generate income which are not fully recorded, regulated, or taxed by the government. What does it actually contain or include? Unreported business income, cash-based informal work, which is actually paid off the books, cash that is paid in the form of money, and it is not recorded in any kinds of ledger book or account books. Undeclared wages, just like what I've said, illegal trade and smuggling. So it might be legal activities, and it certainly might be an illegal activity which is not recorded. The tax evasion through hidden transactions, that is also one thing. Input tax credit also had that much of tax evasion. So GST is one that example that we will discuss. So key idea is these activities may be legal in nature, but it may be legal in nature, but hidden in practice. It may also be illegal in nature. That is also one probability which we can say. So this economy is $3.6 trillion. So Chinese economy of this shadow economy, in China, the shadow economy records $3.6 trillion. So which is 20.3% of the GDP. And of course, $1.4 trillion for USA, and followed by India. So that is one dangerous thing which Indians have to be aware of. If India has to come up with policy, it has to, if it is a legal work, it should be actually adding more value to the GDP which we generate. And if it is illegal work, it needs to be bridled or controlled or eradicated or totally alleviated by the government. So of course, you have southern South Asian countries which are also on the hive, and famous for shadow economy. Sometimes when it is a shadow economy, Greece is the talk of the town, and where it accounts for the let's say economical value. So where China tops this part, okay, followed by other countries. And informal sector activities, what are those? Small unregistered business, if we speak, divide those into legal works, frameworks. Small unregistered business, street vendors, casual labor, whose daily wages are unrecorded, whose economic activities are unrecorded. Undeclared work, employees paid off the books, which is not written in any ledger books or any kinds of other records. Okay, bookkeeping. And tax evasion and underreporting, business hiding revenues and profits, especially evading the tax is one important thing which is not disclosed. Illegal economic activities, of course, all the above activities are legal, and the below activities are of course deemed to be illegal. So what are those? Smuggling, counterfeit goods, and drug trade, illegal gambling, and all such things which are, paying the money under the table, and all the things which make our economy soft, which makes which has the government's trust away. Government trust is not actually working in this particular regard. Okay, so major causes in India. Since we have to be aware of Indian economy, shadow economy persists because India as we have seen, 931 billion economy that is being housed in this shadow black economy or informal economy, or we can call it as, what is that, underground economy. So high compliance is burden for small firms, tax evasion, fake invoicing, and they are manipulating all those things to a major extent. Cash-based transaction make sure that all the economic activities are not recorded, and limited bookkeeping and registration. So all the informal intricacies. So we have all the informal intricacies in accounting them being found, being a pestering reason. So these are the pestering reason which we have with the accounting part. Okay, so the regulatory complexity and weak enforcement in the parts of the economy is one important thing which has also worsened this scenario. World Bank, so IBRD and International Monetary Fund, both link information with lower productivity, lower tax compliance, and weaker state capacity. So that is what we have. India has a weaker tax compliance, a lower tax compliance, and lower productivity that has hampered and caused a detrimental increase, detrimental damage to Indian economy by not recording it. Okay. So key statistics of it, recent Indian indicator says, according to PLFS. So PLFS says that, what is that? For 2023-24, 60% of women workers in the non-agricultural sector were working in informal sector enterprises. Okay, so and it could be legal, and under that informal sector enterprises, almost 61% of women workers are being employed, and which is also India's labor structure is in 2025 still had 23.6 percentage regular salaried persons or regular salaried employment that is being generated, while casual labor remained 20.2 percentage. Okay, so these figures show why formalization remains incomplete. So formalization of economy is still a challenge, despite of all the measures, despite of all the welfare programs, despite all the initiatives that government has taken. Still you have more than half of the population, especially the rural women, still depending upon informal economy, and of course it is mostly legal as per the indicators which is entailing. And of course, since we spoke about the tax part, so input tax credits has given a report suspected that evasion of 44,150 crore has been evaded because it is not registered in the economy. It is already paid off the books, which is not in any kind of bookkeeping records, and this becomes some GST fraud. Besides us making, or let's say subsuming all kinds of tax and making all the reforms or GST reforms, still GST fraud remains a major channel of shadow activity. In a sustained anti-evasion drive, GST authorities they deducted 29,723 crores bogus firms involved in suspected ITC, that is evading 44,015 crores. So this is how the economy is growing, shadow economy, or let's say that hidden economy, as hidden 44,015 crore, which could be informal, illegal, and of course underground. Impacts of shadow economy: what if it prolongs, or if it is being a consequence? The consequences are loss of tax revenue. That much of fiscal discipline will be lost because nobody is paying that much of taxes, and ultimately it's a loss to social welfare, because with public revenue, government can come up with public expenditure and help the needy people, because the goal of the government is to maximize social welfare. Unfair competition for honest businesses. Okay, so since if there is an existence of black economy or shadow economy, there is an existence of black market. At black market, if somebody is selling at a lower cost without being registered, without actually competing in a formal way, following standard operating procedure, it's definitely a problem for honest businesses. Low worker protection, social security, because informal economy is deprived of social security benefits. Distorted GDP productivity estimates. Okay, you have a distorted GDP values and estimates. Of course, it does not comprehend the productivity. Greater scope for corruption, money laundering, because since the government, people do not have that government trust, they are choosing this way of comprehending the system and coming up with corruption and money laundering and fake billing. So ultimately, it makes the economy soft, where the rules are present, government is present, but the initiatives are like not implemented. Soft state economy, where rules are there and nobody is following it, of course, leading to corruption, money laundering, and all such things. Weaker state capacity for welfare delivery and development. So World Bank emphasizes informality will reduces the productivity of every factor inputs, be it labor, be it capital, be it all kinds of factor inputs which are active like labor and which are non-active, that is like uh, uh, capital, land, and all other non-factor input as well. Okay, so the revenue mobilization, and it raises broader government cons and increasing the fiscal deficit. That is also one quintessential thing that happens. And what has India done to retaliate or challenge this? What is that? Infestering issue. This has been an infestering issue because it's already recording a $931 billion of economy, which is greater than some underdeveloped economies. You can see that India is trying to reduce shadow activity through consistently coming up with reforms of GST, digital payments, Aadhaar based identity system to financially include people, and of course financial inclusion to somehow record all the transaction, formalization of enterprises, database tax enforcement. Digital payments are especially important. The government stated that UPI accounted 81% of total retail digital payment transaction for financial year 24-25. But yet, despite of all these things, you have an unrecorded or let's say hidden economy which is valued at $931 billion. So that is one nail that needs to be removed. Okay, so that is one infected nail that needs to be removed. Okay, so despite of all those things, there is a problem that still is existed, and the wider digital trails reduce anonymity in transaction and can shrink the scope for unreported economic activities. But digital trails, how it is going to be implemented, because older generations or let's say uneducated generations have a problem of digital divide. So that is where government has to pitch in to fill that important void in order to reduce the uh, level of the participation of people in informal economy. So that's it, folks. I'll come up with another video. Thanks.